There have been a lot of weird noises coming from these other apartments, so if that happens, it's not my fault. Because I've got to get this up before I go to work, and I just came back from school, so I've only got like a couple of hours to do this. So just keep all of that in mind as you're watching this. Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle here with another edition of WNBA Weekly. Here's what happened last week in the association. On Tuesday, you have Minnesota at New York. Maya Moore had a double-double and delivered a shot 25% as the Lynx go on to win their third straight in a decisive victory, 73-47. Then you had Seattle at San Antonio. Tina Thompson had a double-double and the Storm were in control most of the game, but San Antonio mounted a great comeback and ended up falling just short in a 72-71 victory for the Storm. And then you had Connecticut at Los Angeles. Nneka had a double-double and Parker nearly had a triple-double as the Sparks dominate and hand the Sun their fifth straight loss, winning 91-78. Then on Wednesday, you had Washington at Atlanta. Latta and Langhorne both had double-doubles as the Mystics were able to fight back from a deficit to force overtime where they handed the Dream their third straight loss. And then on Thursday, you have Connecticut at Seattle. Tina Thompson once again led the way as Seattle hands Connecticut their sixth straight loss with a 78-65. And the Storm are now tied with the Mercury for third place. And they are one win away from clinching a playoff berth. So after that exciting week of action, here are the current standings. There are a few games to look forward to this weekend. Some of them are being broadcast nationally, but for the ones that aren't, as always, you can check your local listings or watch every game on live access. On Friday, you've got Indiana at New York. The battle for fourth place continues as the Liberty head into Indiana, hoping to get within half a game of that last playoff seed. This game will air on NBA TV at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my preview is that both of these teams are coming off losses, and while I feel slightly more confident in the Fever, the way both of these teams have been playing, I wouldn't be surprised either way here. Then you've got San Antonio at Tulsa. The Shock are looking to change the standings as they take on the Silver Stars. This game begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my preview is the Shock just seem like a better team right now. It doesn't look like either of these teams is going to make the playoffs this year, but they're still fighting to stay out of last place. Then on Saturday, you've got Los Angeles at San Antonio. A night after facing the Shock, the Stars try to defend their home court against the Sparks. This game begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my preview is that a night after playing the Shock, now they're trying to shut down Cam Page, I seriously doubt the Stars will have enough left to handle Parker and all of Los Angeles. Then you've got Seattle at Minnesota. The Storm look to punch their ticket to a WNBA record 10th straight playoff berth in the first of 3 straight meetings against the league-leading Lynx. This game begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my preview is that these teams are both on winning streaks, and with playoff seeding still on the line and the way things are shaping up right now, it seems more than likely that they will be facing each other in the playoffs. So this is a good preview. Then you've got Atlanta at Chicago. Atlanta heads into Chicago hoping to end their losing streak and close the gap for first place. This game begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my preview is that if the Sky win this game, they will have a 6-game lead for first place with 5 games left on their schedule. So a win here basically guarantees the Sky get first place. Basically, but not officially. Then you've got Connecticut at Phoenix. Connecticut is practically eliminated from the playoffs, while the Mercury are a couple of wins away from clinching a spot. This game will broadcast on NBA TV at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my preview is that somehow, someway, Connecticut keeps finding ways to lose. And then on Sunday, you've got New York at Tulsa. 2 teams outside of the playoffs are hoping to get a tough win and keep their postseason hopes alive. This game begins at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my preview is that based on the way they've played lately, the Shock just seems stronger. Well, that's it for this week. Tune in on Monday for another edition of WNBA Weekly, and until then, this has been the Fan Perspective. I'm your host, Nathan Lyle. Happy Friday.